CBS News poll shows Donald Trump has his highest level of support yet in the race for Republican presidential nomination.
Trump has 35% of the support. Senator Ted Cruz is now in second at 16%, followed by Ben Carson, who has dropped to third. Part of the poll was taken after Trump proposed banning all Muslims from entering the United States over terrorism concerns. Minnesota Democratic Congressman Keith Ellison says the plan to ban Muslims should disqualify Trump from the presidency.
The Muslim community in the United States, we are Americans, and we fear these terrorists like everybody else. These are some specific nasty people who don't represent our religion at all.
Now, that is just a snapshot of what Congressman Ellison said out of the 5th District. Now, our country is founded on the freedom of religion. Pat, you recently had a chat with the congressman. What did he say about this?
You know, one of the things that a lot of people are concerned about is that there is going to be terrorism. I think the fear of terrorism in America is actually growing. And so the question is, does this help or does it not help the fight against terrorism? And Congressman Ellison is making the case that this actually helps ISIS. They want people to think there's a war between Muslims and Islam and the United States. And this is exactly what is happening, according to Congressman Ellison. So it's a very serious problem. And many Americans think it's right that Donald Trump wants to ban Muslims from entering the country. It's remarkable.
Yeah, and there was just a new poll out today, and that poll shows that nearly 6 in 10 Americans say that the U.S. should not temporarily ban Muslims from other countries from entering the U.S., and 67% say such a ban would go against the founding principles of the country.
Yeah, you know, think about that. There are 2 places in the Constitution that actually mention religion, and one is the First Amendment, freedom of religion, but the other one says there shall be no religious test when you run for office. And both of those appear to be challenged in this campaign. I thought this poll was really interesting, you guys, because it does show that I think 44% of Americans think there is going to be another terrorist attack in the United States very soon. That's remarkable.
CBS had an interesting focus group this morning with supporters of Trump and supporters of this ban. And, you know, they don't consider themselves bigots. They don't consider this prejudice. I mean, it certainly doesn't sound constitutional, but I think it comes from a place of people just don't know how to stop these types of incidents from happening. I mean, we have a terror suspect from the San Bernardino case who was vetted.
Citizen.
Yeah, who was vetted, you know, by 5 organizations coming into the country. So the vetting is confusing for people to understand. They just don't know where to begin.
People are afraid, and I think that number, 44%, feels
a lot.
That's a high percentage. And so when you couple that with, you know, the study that says, you know, 6 out of 10 Americans oppose this, I was actually surprised that wasn't higher, but the fear is very high in this country. And Nina, you're exactly right. We've gone through so many different things. What options are left to try?
We can't stop listening to each other. We can't let it be a more divisive issue, because you're right, that's exactly what
once
the terrorists
before
want.
It was Japanese in internment camps, another time it was Jews in concentration camps. So there's a lot of images that people are thinking about as this goes.
Well, we've still got time before Election Day.
Yep,
Plenty
another year.
more things to talk about.